B2 Babies. Reproduction is all about living things making more living things. Some very simple animals and many plants can reproduce asexually. The simplest form of asexual reproduction occurs when tiny parts of a plant are able to break away to form new plants. Blackberry bushes and strawberry plants are both able to reproduce asexually. Most animals are only able to reproduce sexually. They do this by making male cells and female cells that are able to join together to make the first cell of a new living thing. Human babies come into existence through sexual reproduction. This means there must be male cells and female cells. The male cells are called sperm cells, and the female cells are called ovum or egg cells. Sperm cells are made in a man's body in the parts called the testes. Men have 2 testes. During a man's life, many millions of sperm cells are made. They can be released from a man's body from puberty onwards. When they come out of the penis, they are mixed in a liquid called semen. Sperm cells are able to move. They are very small. They are so small that they are difficult to see through the microscopes like the ones we have in school. Ovum cells are made in a woman's body. They are made in the ovaries. A woman has 2 ovaries. Each month one of the ovaries releases an ovum. This is called ovulation, and it happens about 2 weeks into a woman's monthly cycle. Ova are not able to move in a way that sperm cells can. When they are released, however, they drift down the fallopian tube. In the image below, you can see that an ovum is much bigger than a sperm cell. If a man and a woman have sexual intercourse, then semen will be released into the woman's vagina. If this happens when an ovum is in the fallopian tubes, then it is possible for sperm cells to swim through the cervix and the uterus and into the fallopian tubes. It is in the fallopian tubes that a sperm cell might meet an ovum cell. If this happens, then the 2 cells can join together. This is called fertilization. As soon as one sperm cell has entered an ovum, then the surface of the ovum changes and it is not possible for other sperm cells to enter. After fertilization, this first cell divides. 1 cell becomes 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 become 32, and so it goes on. While the ball of cells grows, it moves along the fallopian tube towards the uterus. Once it is in the uterus, it attaches to the uterus wall. Here, the developing embryo can get plenty of nutrients and oxygen from the mother's blood. The placenta is where the baby's blood and the mother's blood are in close contact to allow this to happen. The baby is attached to the placenta by the umbilical cord. When a woman is pregnant, her ovaries will stop releasing ovum cells each month and her periods will stop. Both of these things will start again after the baby is born. It takes about 40 weeks for a baby to grow from a single cell to the point at which it is born. From the 8th week onwards, the baby is known as a fetus. Many people think that twins are formed when 2 sperm join with an ovum at the same time, but it has already been made clear that this cannot happen. There are in fact 2 ways in which twins can form. One way leads to the formation of identical twins, and the other to twins that are non-identical. Identical twins are formed when the ball of cells that develops after fertilization splits in 2. Each smaller ball of cells goes on to develop separately. As the 2 babies that develop will have started from the same sperm cell and ovum, then they are identical. There are occasions when a woman's ovaries may release 2 ovum at the same time. If each of these ovum is fertilized, then 2 babies can develop. Since each of these babies formed from a separate sperm cell and ovum, then there is no way they can be identical. It is, of course, possible that one may be male and the other female.